morning. My name is Patrick McCarty. I'm the branch manager for the R.G. Bolden Annabelle Moore Library, which is one of the branches that make up the Jackson Hinds Library System here in Jackson, Mississippi. And with Thanksgiving approaching, I thought I would make another Thanksgiving craft. And this is going to be called, I'm just referring to this as a Thanksgiving bracelet. And basically the idea is to, as the name would suggest, construct or put together a Thanksgiving bracelet featuring having some black yarn here and multicolored beads. And each bead, depending on the color, will represent a certain component to the Thanksgiving story. When the Pilgrims came to Plymouth Rock in 1620. So what we're going to do first of all is, like I said, what you'll need in order to put this craft together is, of course, yarn or string or whatever you can find to make a bracelet. Multiple colored beads. Right now what I have printed out is I have a sheet here which indicates each color and what it represents. For example, black represents the Pilgrims who left England for religious freedom. White represents the sails on the Mayflower, which of course was a ship that they came over on. The blue represents the ocean. Dark green, this is as dark as I could possibly find, represents the land that the Pilgrims reached when they crossed the ocean. I have kind of a, almost like a violet color here, kind of a light purple that represents the long winter the Pilgrims had to survive. The light green represents the spring that brought them hope. Cream, cream-colored bead, represents the Native Americans who helped the Pilgrims survive. Orange represents pumpkins. Pink represents turkey. Unfortunately, I didn't have a brown-colored bead. I didn't have brown-colored beads, so I'm using pink as a representation of that, of turkey. Yellow represents corn. And red represents cranberries. So without further ado, let's get started. This is basically what you'll need. You'll need, as I said, the multiple colored beads, yarn or string, whatever it is that you can, whatever you can find. And I'm going to add a little sort of a finishing touch to the project at the end. So what I did is I tied a knot here at the end, as you can see, and I have two strings of yarn that are about the same length. They're about the same length, as you can see. There we go. And I'm going to start with the black bead. Of course, the black bead, as I mentioned, represents the Pilgrims who left England to flee religious persecution in search of a better life. So, here we go. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to tie this knot better, make it more secure. There we go. So there we go. There's the first bead. Okay, the white represents the sails on the Mayflower. So here comes the white bead. The blue bead represents the ocean that they crossed, the Atlantic Ocean. Sort of twist the two together like so. There we go. There we go. Much better. Much better. Let's see if this works. Oh, there we go. There we go. So that's the blue bead for the Atlantic Ocean. The dark green for the land that they reached and settled on in Plymouth Rock, on Plymouth Rock. Okay. Sort of the violet here, the light purple, I guess, represents the winter that they had to survive. So there we go. The light green represents the spring that brought hope coming out of the winter. Okay, so the cream bead represents the Native Americans that they met, the indigenous Americans. Okay, so put that in there. So there we go. Okay, now the orange, of course, represents pumpkins. So here comes the orange bead. Remember, the pink is representing, will represent turkeys in this case, because I don't have a brown bead, unfortunately. So we're going to use a pink bead instead. Yellow bead represents corn. Red bead represents cranberries. There we go. And we're going to do the same for these others here that we have. Okay, so there's our beads here for our bracelet. So what we can do in this case afterwards is you can tie it. So voila, there's a Thanksgiving, or my Thanksgiving bracelet that I just made. And I hope yours looks just as good. I'm sure it's something similar, something comparable to what I have, but I'm sure it looks just as good. So again, I can't thank you enough for your attendance and participation in this. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you're looking forward to the Thanksgiving holiday as it's quickly approaching. I want to mention, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that if you're ever interested in learning more about our programs, events, presentations, everything that we have going on here at the Jackson Hinds Library System, feel free to check out our website, visit our website, which is www.jhlibrary.org, or you can visit our various social media accounts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. So we have a lot of interesting and fun activities coming up for the remainder of this month and into December as well. A lot of holiday season themed programs. So, feel free to check all of that out. Again, I can't thank you enough for your attendance and for you being here and watching this. It's different, than what we would normally be used to in terms of having programs in-house. But, these virtual programs are a lot of fun. And, you can access these, the videos like this anytime you wish. So that's one of the advantages of going virtual, I suppose. But, again, I can't thank you enough, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And happy Thanksgiving to you all. Bye now.